Yo, welcome. I want to welcome everybody to Soundoff. This is your boy kpaperchase, and finally we're back. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. I hope you enjoy the show. Okay? We're gonna have a whole lot to talk about. All right. So salutes to Marmar. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. So today is going to be about the quantum jumping. So I did a whole series on this, and I wanted to just have an opportunity today to just have like a question and answer session because I got so many questions, and I wanted to answer some of these questions that the people have because there's a lot of misconceptions and there's a lot of things that I did kind of leading up to it to try to clear some of that up because it is a different concept. It's probably something that a lot of people never heard of. So I try to make it like understanding in a way that you know what I'm saying, that everybody could understand it. So yeah, we're talking about quantum jumping, all right, making a quantum leap. So that's what we're talking about. Now, in order to do this requires focus on what your reality to be, right? We want to focus on what we want it to be, not necessarily focusing on what it is now. It's how we want it to be. Okay. So how do we do this? What are some of the steps that we take? Okay, so let me go back because I just want to go back and just review for the people that didn't watch the first few videos about the quantum leaping. I want to go back to these because these were kind of important. Okay, so just for a quick review, I talked about Schrodinger's cat, right? Oh, hold up. I talked about Schrodinger's cat. And this is an experiment from back in the day that they did. And they put a cat in a box and they wanted to see if when you observe something, does it change? So atoms, which is what we're made of, have many different positions called superpositions. And actually, they can be everywhere all at once. So with an atom, you don't know where it is until you actually measured it. Okay, so they put the cat in put the cat in the cage, and the cage had some kind of radiation or some kind of gas in it. It was a 50-50 chance that the cat would live or that the cat would die because something would trigger something inside of that to make the cat live or die. But the thing is about it that we didn't know if the cat was alive or dead until they pulled the sheet off. So in that moment, before we made that observation, that means that the cat had a superposition and he was both alive and dead at the same time. This makes sense. It's kind of spooky, right? So that's what that's about. So basically it's saying that atoms are everywhere at once, and until we make an observation, then they commit to a certain place. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the cat is about. All right. And we also talked about the double slit experiment, the double slit, the same kind of concept. If we stream an electron through a double slit, then right here, they go through the screen right here, and the interference pattern shows that they're everywhere at once. All right, so we use that logic. I'm trying to use it for the foundation for this quantum jumping, okay? So hopefully that'll make it a little bit easier to understand as far as the cat and this experiment right here with the double slit. All right, so your vibes. The reason why vibes are important is because your vibe attracts your tribe, right? Everybody has different vibes, and this isn't really anything about faith or anything like that. It's science. We all have an electromagnetic field that goes around us, right? And wherever we go, it follows us. Some people have bigger fields, some people have smaller fields, but it follows us wherever we go. And depending on how your spirit is, what you might be thinking, your emotions, what you're going through, this can change. So people of like magnetic fields attract each other. That's why they say your vibe is your tribe. So yeah, man, there's a lot we got to go through. And like I said, I just wanted to give people the opportunity to ask some questions because I know it's a lot of questions about this. You know what I'm saying? So, man, 1.K now. Thank you, Mama. Hey, thanks y'all for tuning in. I really, really appreciate that. Big Dog Philly OG, thanks for tuning in. Hey, everybody go visit Big Dog's channel, Big Dog Philly OG. Go visit his channel, subscribe to him. A lot of good knowledge. Real smart brother there. So definitely go to his channel and subscribe to him. Okay. So, I mean, I'll just be teaching. And, if y'all have any questions, just go ahead and put the questions in the chat and we'll start to answer them. Okay. So here's a question that somebody wrote me in one of my comments. And I said, I really wanted to answer this. And this one was going to be one of the first questions. Okay. So the question is, are you an atheist? No, I am not an atheist. An atheist is somebody that doesn't believe in anything. I do believe that I have a creator that is higher than me, that created me, and that created everything. And I do believe in as above, so below. So no, I'm not an atheist. All right, so back to the quantum jumping. All right, so we talked about superposition, right? So that means everything's everywhere all at once. Everything's everywhere all at once at the same time, right? Superposition. So what I like to say, I like to consider it like a film. Because if the world is really infinite, that means that every possibility is happening right here, right now. So think of reality as a roll of film, and each slide or frame is like a different parallel universe. So we're able to jump or make a leap from one frame to the next frame. And the closer the frames are, the similar the worlds will be. All right. So basically, a frame right next to you might be like, I woke up and I had a cup of coffee. But then you might have woke up in another reality and you didn't take that cup of coffee. Those frames would be right beside each other because they're so close. Does that make sense? Y'all getting what I'm saying? Because it's so close, it's easier. Now it would be harder to make a jump to a far frame. Let's say you wanted to make a jump to another frame, like when you was a baby. Those two realities or those two parallel universes would be so far apart that you wouldn't be able to make that jump. So what we do, we make hundreds of jumps every single day without even knowing it. We skip the parallel universes because every time we make a decision, the universe splits off. So each time the universe splits off, then that means whatever we decided to make the decision. Okay, so I made a decision not to make this video. All right, so I will be with the reality that decided not to make the video, but there will still be a reality where I made the video. That makes sense? So that means if everything is infinite, then everything has to be able to happen. Everything you can imagine, everything you can't imagine, and it all has to happen. And it's not like we have to go anywhere to find it. Everything is right here all at once. Okay. Y'all getting me? Y'all feeling me? Yeah, it's a real hard concept to get at first. So the reason I like to talk about this is because this is something that can really change your life. Like I said, vibrations are some of the most strongest thing in the world. And if you learn how to use your vibrations and your feelings in the right way, then you can be whatever you want to be or accomplish what you want to accomplish. But the thing is getting your vibration to that right wavelength. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably the hard part. Yeah, that's the hard part. It's like, I think I use the example if you want to be rich, right? You want to be rich. So you're going to try to act like a rich person. You're going to try to bring your vibrations up to vibrate to the same wavelength of what you're trying to be. Once you do that, then what's going to happen is you're going to have opportunities and you're going to see things that are on that higher wavelength. If that makes sense. So you have to change your vibe. A lot of people say fake it till you make it. And we don't like fake people. But for purposes like this, if you need to do that, if you need to get up every day and dress up, if you need to feel rich, you got to feel it inside before you can change the outside. And that's what some people do all the time. They go outside themselves when a piece of God is in every single one of us, right? So you don't have to go outside yourself. You go within yourself and you get your power then. You change it from the inside and then your outside will change. Okay. Yeah, I talked about infinity. And like I was saying, change realities is not like going on a trip through space. You don't have to go anything. The reason why it seems like we're stuck to time is because we're waiting for something to happen instead of realizing that everything is happening all at once. It's already here. So it's not a point of going somewhere and then anything like that. We're not going anywhere. It's not a space thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a time thing where we're trying to like go back in time, go back to a certain time. It's a vibration thing. You got to change your vibration. Okay, so I had another question about that. I think I had a question about vibrations. Let me see. Oh, this question. Okay, how do you change your vibration? All right. So we know your vibrations can change. They can be either good or bad. I mean, remember, we all striving to get balance, right? So vibrations can be good, vibrations can be bad, and we all striving to get that balance. So I mean, sometimes you might need a lower vibration. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might be in a situation where you got to protect your family or something like that. You're gonna be on a lower vibration, right? You're going to have some times where you need to be on a high vibration. So you can't be on a high vibration all the time because balance is going to bring you down sometimes. That's why I say you can't walk around and be in the clouds all the time. That's why people say you need to get grounded, because you need to get grounded. You can't be a certain way the whole time. So, okay. So the question is, how do I change my vibration? It's a lot of hacks. Or what you can do to change your vibration. Something easy is just do something you like to do. Go listen to some music. You know what I'm saying? If you're a singer, sing a song. Go walk out in the woods, walk barefoot. You know what I'm saying? Use the earth to help you do your grounding. Just do things that's going to raise your vibration, that's going to put you in a good place. Something that's going to make you feel good, and something that makes you kind of not worried. You know what I mean? You'll know what you need to do. Everybody knows what they do to feel good. And the thing is, it's not about feeling good on the outside of that superficial stuff or making other people feel like you're doing this and you're doing that. No, it's from within. So you got to deal with yourself first. So if you got to have that dark night of the soul or whatever you got to do to reach your balance, you got to do it, because to reach balance and know yourself, you got to love yourself. And you got to love yourself, the good and the bad. Only until you accept the bad as part of you is when you can start working on it. Nikki Dread. Hey, Nikki Dread in the building. Hey, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming in. Big dog, flat motherfucking power. All day, all day. Yeah, that's a little inside thing. Hey, but y'all catch on. All right. So Big Dog Philly OG says changing your eating habits will also help you change your vibration. Yeah, that's good. And it does. And the crazy thing about that is because I've been trying to eat better, right? So it's sometimes it feels like it's not hard to change your vibration, but you get overwhelmed, right? There's so much stuff that you're trying to do. Sometimes it's just easier to focus on one thing. So that's the thing that I had started focus on in eating. So I try to take my little shake, you know what I'm saying, my supplements and stuff like that now. And it does work, because just like OG is saying, when you change your vibration, when you change what you're eating, that's going to automatically change your vibration, because you're eating food that's already on a higher vibration. You're not eating this processed stuff and all this stuff with all the, GMOs and stuff like that. You're eating natural fruit. You're eating natural food. And my thing is, it is expensive. It's expensive to eat healthy all the time. So I understand you can't eat healthy all the time, but just try. And when you try, it actually raises your vibration when you start eating better. Even if you try doing one thing, if you try to say like, okay, I'm gonna exercise every morning, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. If you can just do one of those things, then what's gonna happen, that's gonna raise your vibration. And just like the eating good, and that's gonna perpetuate into another part. So now that you're eating better, it's almost like it save up bandwidth, or it gives you more energy or more strength to take on something else that you need to take on. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to do everything. Just try one thing. Just say every day I'm going to do one thing, and that's how you do it. Thank you, Nikki Dread. Hey, appreciate that. Okay, we got the super chat, Nikki Dread. Can the person I'm in a relationship alter my vibrations? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and I got a little story with that. It's crazy. Okay. Yes, the person you're with can alter your vibration. So what happens is either people get together with somebody that has similar vibrations, or they're attracted to someone, or a person with a high vibration or get somebody with a low vibration, because it's like they're a parasite. All right, so the low vibration person latches on to the high vibration person. And I mean, and if you are a high vibrating person or whatever, you're going to attract a lot of these people. And you'll say, hey, that's my best friend, or that's my people, I've been knowing forever. I can't get rid of them. And we do have people in our lives that do that. Luckily, I feel like my vibration is high enough that I can stop the other person. I can mutate their energy. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to hurt me regardless, even if you're a low vibration, because I feel my vibration high. So you're not going to hurt me. But the thing is, it tires you out. You know what I'm saying? Like giving your energy up, even though I have energy to spare, you know what I'm saying? Giving it up, that tires you out. It weighs you down. It makes you tired. So I think that it does affect it, because sometimes you're going to just get tired of vibrating so high, you know what I mean? And it's going to bring you down. You remember that balance I was talking about? That's going to bring you down. Before you know it, y'all fighting or whatever. Not fighting, but you know what I'm saying? Art, going back and forth. So yeah, man, that's a big thing. So yes, I do think the person that you're in a relationship can alter your vibration. Now, you can also alter their vibration. Say you got a lower vibration person, but there's something in them. They trying. I mean, I've seen people pull people up in relationships, and that person meets the vibration. Okay, so this is what's going to happen, right? When you're around somebody that's on different vibrations, in order for y'all to be in the same space, y'all's vibrations got to match. So what's got to happen is your vibration got to come down, if that's the case, and their vibration got to come up, or else they can't be in your presence. Have you ever walked in a room, or you walk in a room or something like that, right? And it's like people can feel you before you even get in the room. It's like you walk in and the music stops, it's a scratch of the record, and everybody just look, That's how it is when you have a high vibration. And I mean, it can be a gift, it could be a curse, but it's just a presence. People can feel you. Even before you hit the door, they know you're about to come. When you walk in the door, everything stops, because it's your vibration. It's nothing that they can explain. They're not looking for vibrations or anything. It's just something that we have, So the thing is, a person whose vibration is too far from yours is up here and theirs is down here, y'all can't be around each other. So what's going to happen is you're not going to even be around that person. That person's going to hurry up and get the hell up out of here and get away from you, because they're not going to be able to stand to be in that vibration. And they'll be too lazy to try to change their vibration and make it up to your vibration. Does that make sense? All right, so let me get to another question. Here's a good question. Is this magic? No, it's not magic. Okay, I think everybody's, when we start going through our awakening or our evolution or whatever, I think everybody start looking at magic, just trying to see what it's all about, to see if it works. But no, this is not magic. This is science. Your electromagnetic field can be measured. They can actually measure. I mean, think about it. Just like it's radio waves, we got microwaves. I mean, you can put a couple of pieces of copper wire together, make your radio, and you can catch the waves out of the air. So we already know that vibration is real. Resonance is real. We all have this magnetic field that surrounds us. It also surrounds the earth and everything that's living. So it's just constantly energy that's going around. And they do have certain cameras and stuff to see it. So it's not based on religion. It's not based on faith. Whether you got faith or not, you know what I'm saying? You can do this. Doesn't matter your religion. You can do this. And that's one of the things. That's what I'm trying to get through to people. It's like, none of that matters. You just got to know the rules. It's rules. It's systematic rules. It's a physical mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Like a physical mechanism that goes through. Just like my video on karma. Y'all check out my video on karma, because I talk about that too. It's like it's physical. You know what I'm saying? Like all these wavelengths and magnetic fields, all that stuff is real. So you don't have to have any faith. You don't have to have any religion. And I guess, or you don't have to be a certain kind of person, like a good person or a bad person. And I guess that's the big thing. That's what I used to think. I would think that, I used to actually think, on my journey, like, all right, I did something wrong, man. I'm not going to get this new job. Because I did so much wrong, and God is looking at me for doing wrong, and I'm not going to get the job. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It just matters if you know the process. That's why we have so many evil people that are doing all this crazy stuff, not because they're good, not because they're extra smart. They just know this process. They know about electromagnetism. You know what I'm saying? These are the secrets that the people know. They know how to change themselves from the inside. They know how to raise their vibrations when they need to get to a certain wavelength. They know all this stuff that we don't know. So it's not about being good or bad. It's just about having the knowledge. And that's what it's all about. Okay. All right. So what else I got? Yeah. If y'all have any questions, if anybody would like to join the panel, if you got something to say, if you got any questions or whatever, definitely put them in the chat. Definitely let me know. Okay, that's another one. It's a quantum leap based on belief. All right. It's not based on belief. All right. Here's the thing, right? I try not to have too much belief. The root word of belief is lie. I would rather know. I feel like if I believe something, then I don't really know it if I have to believe in it. So either I know it or not. Okay, so here's an example. I know that there was a creator that created me, that created this earth, and that created everything that is far bigger than I am. I know that. So I don't necessarily try to do a belief. So when you talk to somebody and say, yeah, I believe in God, I believe in the God of the Bible, I believe in whatever, if you still believe in, then just try to make that knowing. And it's okay. Either you know or you don't know. Just don't believe. Okay? Because if you got to believe something, that could mean that it could be a lie because you haven't proved it. Right? I could say, I believe it's gold buried under the doghouse in the backyard. That's what I believe, right? I believe there's some gold back there, and I can live my life with this belief. And when some shit hit the fan, I go dig up my gold, and ain't no damn gold because I believed it. Now, if I go up there when I have the belief and I go dig that doghouse up, my belief changes to knowing because either there's gold there or there's not gold there. So I try not to deal with belief. Try not to deal with a whole lot of belief. Either I know it or I don't know it, or I don't know. It's okay to say you don't know. And this is the thing we're learning. That's why I really hope y'all got your questions and stuff, because this whole thing about learning, it's okay to say you don't know. I learned from y'all. Y'all learn from me. You don't know everything. If you have to believe it, then maybe you need to investigate it to see whether you can really find out instead of walking around believing everything. You know what I mean? All right, so what we got here? Nikki Dread, is there a difference between vibrations and aura? Okay, a little bit. Okay, they're both related. I think of vibrations more as waves that you can send. You know what I'm saying? Like a vibration. I can send a vibration to you. Like people say you got the evil eye. I can send a vibration somewhere because all like thoughts tend to group together. So whatever level that you're vibrating on, say you're vibrating real low, you're just having a shitty day, everything is bad. You're going to bring in people with those other vibrations, and that's going to make the vibration stronger. It's going to kind of pull together. So vibrations can be sent, but it does also mean what level you vibrate on. Are you a higher vibration or lower vibration? Like I said, sometimes you might need to be a little lower vibration than high vibrations all the time. You can't stay up in the clouds. Our aura, I think our aura is related to the way that we vibrate, because the higher your vibrations, the bigger your aura is. But you can also have slow vibrations or lower vibrations and have a big aura. Your aura is how strong your vibrations are. So some people might have an aura that's like a couple of feet from their body. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have an aura that's like bigger than their house. So remember, like what I was telling you about earlier, like you walk in the room and people kind of feel you as soon as you walk in the room. That might mean your aura is a little bit bigger than somebody that can just go somewhere unnoticed. I'd be hating that shit. Yeah, just let you slip in, slide out. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to do. So yeah. Your aura is attracted to vibrations. Vibrations can't be sent, and I feel like they get in light groups together. And your aura is what always follows you, what's always with you everywhere you go. So it follows you. It's like a circle of light around you. Everywhere you go, your aura goes. Okay, Kasir says, what would you say is the easiest route to bring one to the divine renaissance and that quantum reality? For real, I don't really think it is an easy route. I mean, it requires work. You gotta think about it, like our habits and the way that we were brought up, even from a child, especially when you're just breaking it. Indoctrination is hard. You know, probably gonna have a lot of people that don't want to be around you. You know, like I said, you know, if they're not willing to meet your energy and you feel like you're on a certain path, it's not easy. It's hard. Something that you can do, as far as resonated at divine resonation. I do the 963. So those are the three numbers of creation. And there's also a vibration that you can use. Say you go to YouTube and you pull up some binaural beats. You could do that before you go to sleep at night. That's something that can bring up your resonance. I deal with tuning forks over there. I deal with tuning forks. That's something that can help too. But I think the first thing is just being aware. What you try to do is establish a baseline. I have a baseline the way I always want to feel, right? Not too up in the clouds, not too giddy, but not too low. So I'm walking around being evil to everybody, right? But a baseline where I feel is a balance. You got to establish that, how you want to feel. Now, of course, you want to feel a little bit on the higher side. And believe you, it's going to be some stuff that brings you down anyway. So I always shoot to be a little bit higher because there's always some bullshit that's going to happen anyway. So try to resonate a little bit higher. But it takes work and it takes consciousness and just takes awareness. When you have thoughts, sometimes just observe your thoughts. You don't have to react to everything. And that was one of the hardest things that it was doing that I had to go through, right? So you have a thought, you just imagine it as a car or a truck just rolling down the road, right? It's your thought. And you watch it and let it go. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to ponder on it. So you have to do that first, right? And once you start observing your thoughts, you'll see the kind of thoughts and how they make you feel, right? So you observe the thought. How does it make you feel? But you can't judge the thought, or you can't try to get rid of it. You just got to let this shit play out, man. You got to let it play out, right? Observe the thought. How does it make you feel? Damn, it didn't make me feel good. Okay. Observe your thoughts and see how they make you feel. Once you have a baseline as far as the way you want to feel, you know what I mean? Those thoughts that are under that baseline, you can do a simple mental exercise or a vibration to kind of get them out of there. Throw them over a waterfall, shoot them with an arrow, whatever you got to do in your head. But there should be some kind of visualization that you have that you can clear these bad thoughts up out of your head. Okay. And you might have to do it over and over. Like I said, it's no easy way, man. You got to work on this. It's going to take some work. I mean, ain't nothing for free, especially when you're working with the mental stuff. We trying to break all these indoctrinations, these chemtrails. I mean, it's so much stuff going on that we got to fight against. It's not easy. And that's why I guess it's a number of people that's into this, because a lot of people just rather stay asleep, man. I can just be chilling. I don't have to worry about all this resonance and stuff. I can just chill and enjoy my life. And I mean, that's cool. To each his own. To each his own. But, it takes a commitment. And the hardest thing about it is that the commitment comes from inside. So it makes you look at yourself. And I think that's the hardest part. And like part of that is accepting. You have to accept yourself. Look at yourself. And remember, thoughts are things. So think of us as O's and ones instead of put spaces in place and time. When you make a quantum leap, instead of going somewhere, you're emerging with a different part of reality that is right here. So remember, like I was showing you that film, all these realities are right here. We're just trying to jump over. So one example of what I say the example all the time, like a quantum jump that I made. I'm on the way out the door and I lost my keys. I cannot find my keys. It was something that happened. I think I jumped down and then jumped back up. It was something that happened that made me mad. I don't know if I was on the phone or something, and I lost my keys. I'm like, damn, I can't find my keys. I got to be here in a certain place. Came, look here, right on my desk. Like, where are my keys, man? Can't find my keys. I look, and then I was realizing that something was going on. It just didn't feel right. Something was going on. So I said, you know what? I'm just chill. So I think I walked like to the store, and I just cleared my head. And when I came back, and I did my little visualization or whatever, when I come back, I'm fine, whatever you got to do. And when I came back, I noticed that the keys were right here on the table. Now I left and I looked on the table like 3 times. They were not there. When I came back, my keys was on the table. So in that instance, I think when I made the decision to walk to the store to clear my head out and come back, I made a small quantum jump because I jumped right to that universe where my keys were on the table right here. They weren't on the table before I left, but when I came back, they were here. So I think that's an example. And see, we do this hundreds of times a day without even knowing it. We always do this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times a day. Remember, every time we make a decision, the universe splits. And whatever decision you make, you go on that side of the universe. But this universe is still here. And if it's close enough to this universe that you're still in without too many other changes, you can jump right back and forth. Marmar. And what color would you consider a positive aura to be? Okay. I'm just go with the chakra colors, right? The chakra colors, because we know the crown chakra is just usually like a purple color, right? Or white. Maybe it's white. So white, purple. When we start talking about the lower chakras, I think that would be more of the, not positive, but more of the primal kind of people, like instinct, like their root chakra red, that's about, sexuality and instinct and hunger and all the animal feelings we have. So that's a lower color. Red is orange, your solar plexus chakra, even the yellow. So those are your lower chakras. And we also have higher chakras, which I was talking about. So I think that just depends. I was going to pull up this real quick just to show you. Yeah, like the lower chakras, like the red, the orange, the yellow. That would be the lower chakras. So that would probably be people with those lower vibrations. And then you have the people with the higher vibrations, like the crown chakra. That's purple. The third eye chakra, which is like a lavender looking color too. And then we got the throat chakra, which is blue. So some people are actually able to see chakras. They say that you can see one. If you just have like a full back white background, you can just look in the mirror and try to see it. I don't really think I see chakras. I don't really see chakras. I can feel vibrations, but I don't think I feel chakras. I don't see the chakras around people. Yeah, but I can feel the vibrations. But hey, it's different for everybody. Some people might feel colors. Some people might, you know what I'm saying? However, your perception is, you got to learn how to work with it. So that's why it's important, like I said, to try to do these meditation exercises and stuff like that to raise your vibration. Because once you raise that vibration, you'll be able to look into yourself and you'll know these things. Oh, no problem. No problem, Kasir. Thanks for the question. Okay, you got another one? Hold on, man. You're gonna have to cash app or something. Oh, no, I'm just playing. All right, what you got? What is your experience in sending higher quality of energy to lower vibrations to bring them up? And how often do you find it works without draining your own vibrational source? Yeah. All right. All right. So with me, I feel like I'm a high energy person, right? So I'll be around people a lot of times, that might be vibrating on the lower, lower at that time, and like I said, I would always say, it's not bothering me, it's not bothering me. And basically I can do that. But what happens is it becomes a like a parasite relationship almost, because your vibrations are so high. This person is gonna want to be around you all the time because your vibration is high, their vibration is lower. So, you're raising them vibrations. But remember, if you meet somebody with different vibrations, they got to meet in the middle, just like a binaural beat. It might be 363 in this ear and 365 in that ear. It's the difference of the vibrations that they come together, which is going to be the frequency, right? So I think that you can do that. But what happens is this person will start getting their energy from you, right? And the thing is, they get the energy from you. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if it's somebody that you got to be around, if it's somebody at work or something, or if you have the energy, to give up, then you can do it. But like I say, it just comes like a parasitic relationship, because they're always going to be going to you, trying to get that energy, and they'll get it from you. But some days you might not have the energy to give. You might have a low tolerance some days. You might not necessarily feel like transmute energy. And even when we do it, or when we be around people, just always got some bullshit with them. You know what I'm saying? It does wear down on your energy. It does. You could be like, yeah, I got energy to share and stuff, but eventually it wears down on it. And then it's going to be those times when they don't want to come up to your energy, when they don't want to go nowhere. So they're going to stand at low energy and they're going to try to bring you down. You see what I'm saying? So you just got to be careful. You got to consider, is the relationship really worth it? Of course, we can't always be around people that are like us. That's just not going to happen. So it's a lot of compromise that you're going to have to do to function in the world. But you just got to decide for you, if the relationship is worth it. And what I try to do is like, just get on people, try to be around people with the same wavelengths and stuff. Even if you feel that vibration is lower, my vibration is higher, I wouldn't look at it like that. I'll just look at it about, the potential in the person, and do y'all vibe, and do y'all have sort of like the same ideas that y'all trying to do together. You know what I'm saying? Do you have some light goals and stuff like that in mind? That's what I would say. Because if you have a person that's thinking the same way you do, you all could build each other up. So yeah, I mean, and you gotta think of it too. I mean, people might have parents. Just imagine, like, I'm glad I had good parents, but I mean, just imagine a parent that's always trying to bring you down. You can't get away from your parents. It's always draining your energy, sucking the life out of you. Always, just bother you. You know what I mean? So it's something that we have to learn how to deal with. And the thing is, I used to. Okay, I do think that maybe knowing does put you in a situation where if you know something that somebody doesn't, that maybe you should try a little bit just because you know, to someone who has much knowledge, is much expected. So, that's one of the things too. So you just gotta figure that out. And I mean, you can send higher vibrations to people, and you can try to do it. It just shouldn't be a habit. It should be evened out. I mean, sometimes when you're down, you should be able to go to that person that can send you higher vibration to make you feel better. That's the only thing. So, you know, we have different kind of relationships, but you want the person to be able to lift you up when you're having a vibration too. Just so all the time you're not having to spend so much energy. Because sometimes, I mean, have you ever just been around somebody that just wear you out? You just tired. Like it just drains you. And eventually the next time you'll be like, nah, I ain't messing with her. I ain't going around there. Nope, I can't do it. Can't do it today. I don't have no energy to spare. I need to keep my own energy. So yeah, I definitely get that. And we just have so much energy. So sometimes, I mean, you're gonna drain your energy. Well, I say just try to pick it back up. When I get my energy drained, it makes me tired physically. Like, okay, I need to go to bed. I need to go to sleep. Or you can do something like, try to meditate. I don't meditate as much as I need to because it's hard for me to be still. But I'm working on it. So I can probably do it like 30 minutes at a time. That's on a good day. But you'll have to do stuff to replenish your body. And I mean, and your body knows and your spirit knows what you need. You need that stuff that's going to give you that feeling, at least that baseline feeling that I was talking about earlier, as to how you want to feel, vibrationally. So like I said, everybody can't vibrate high all the time. Sometimes you got to vibrate a little bit lower, but always shoot for the high because something is going to bring it down anyway. Remember that balance. Have that balance. So let me see if I have any more questions. I answered the faith question. Somebody had. Okay, here it is. Okay, I know somebody had a good question in the comments. Okay, can you make a negative leap or take ourselves back to a bad situation? Yes, you can. Remember, I gave you the example with the film, as far as how the film works. Like if we think of all these different realities as just a slide in the film, right? So you can go up and you can go down. So as far as that question, can you make a negative leap? Yes, you can. You can actually make a quantum leap the wrong way, by having a negative mindset or either doing something that's going to take you on the negative instead of the positive. Like, okay, you got up and you say, you know what? I don't want to pay my phone bill. I'm not going to pay this phone bill today. You wake up and you mad. You're talking about how you're not going to pay the phone bill. Once you do that, that's going to automatically split you on that side where you're not going to pay. Because once you agree that to your mind, you're not going to pay, your phone going to be off. But if you say, I'm going to pay it, it's probably less likely that it's going to be off. So if you make a bad decision, it can send you spiraling. It can. All right, who we got here? Frederica, hey, energy deep in the building. Hey, you so silly. Oh, you're gonna steal all the energy, huh? You're gonna be happy after this. You're gonna be giddy the rest of the night, huh? I ain't letting you get mine. Yeah, man. So yeah, I just really wanted to talk about that. Like I said, a lot of questions, and Yeah, this is going to be part of the whole series on quantum jumping. I got quantum jumping 1, 2, and 3. So I have this live now, and I also did some vocabulary videos. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of be an informational source so somebody could come in here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could, kind of learn and just have something that they can go to as far as the question and answer in the live session today too. To just try to work on it. So now I want to talk about these are like precautions, right? Because when you're doing anything, like I said, balance, it's a certain part of balance. It's a certain balance that you want to have. And these are precautions. So as far as a precaution, when you're dealing with this, when you're dealing with any kind of mental work or anything like that, as I would say, that is really not an easy way. When you start thinking, your mind kind of comes up with like different passageways, different neurons, and they grow in different spots when you start thinking about different concepts, like critical thinking. That's real important. So it's hard and it takes a while. I mean, sometimes if you have to do your affirmation, you just might have to drill into your head. And eventually, your subconscious will catch up. But you have to drill these things in your head, like whatever you got to do, man. I'm not gonna necessarily tell you my visualizations and my affirmations and nothing like that. But whatever you gotta do, if you gotta wake up and say, "I'm beautiful," I'm beautiful. Say that shit until you really believe you're beautiful. And once you believe you're beautiful on the inside, you're gonna start to project that beauty on the outside. So one of my precautions is that it's hard work. It's not easy. It's not easy to change the way you think, especially the way we brought up, especially like I said, with all these outside influences and media, just everything is just all here right at once, right? So it's hard. It's not going to happen overnight, but you got to stay with it. And what'll happen is once you start staying with it, other stuff will become easier. It's like you make a one step forward and the other things become easier. I mean, now we always step back sometimes, we do. And that's just a part of life. But by thinking more positive and by doing these things, trying to keep your vibration higher, trying to attract people that are like you, that have the same mindset and stuff. That's how you grow and that's how you build. And, that's why they say two people can do anything. Two people that have the same goal, their energy is in sync with each other. Hey, Jay-Z and Beyonce, I guess. Probably a bad example. So that's one precaution. It's going to take time. It's going to take brain work, right? You're going to have to work it. This ain't easy. This is high level critical thinking. And that's the thing. Most of us don't critical think anymore. There's no critical thinking. People see something on the news and without even questioning it, they take it as true. We were talking about belief early, right? Yeah, they believe like crazy stuff. Y'all see just these aliens in Congress. Anyway, just crazy stuff, man. So yeah, try not to believe in something. Instead of saying I believe something, just say you don't know. Either you know it or you don't. You gotta believe in something. It's a chance that it's a lie. Belief, lie. Thank you, Maya. Thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Mar. Okay, KK. All right. What else? Oh yeah, precautions. Okay. Sometimes don't tell your business, All right. Especially if you think that people not really on it or if you don't really connect in a spiritual level or something with that. Don't tell everybody what you're trying to do. I think when you commit to this, when you first start committing to say, okay, I'm going to try to break some indoctrination. I'm going to try to think critically. I'm going to try to raise my vibration. It should only be between yourself. It should come from within, right? So what happens is it comes from within. You do what you got to do. You raise that vibration. Once that vibration is raised, people are going to see it anyway. So I would always say, unless you have a partner or a life coach or somebody that you're working with, try to do it from the inside. And that's going to be the test to whether it's working or not. Because what's going to happen is people going to start treating you different, way different. And that's going to be a test, And it might not necessarily be good stuff, The like-minded vibrational people, they're going to treat you good. Other people without the same vibration, whether it's low or high, they might treat you bad. But when you change on the inside and when you start reaching your goal, you'll be able to tell the way people treat you. This is real. All right. Okay. So, all right. So another precaution is like once you start doing the mental work and working sometimes, it's okay to take a break. Just take a break sometimes. I had to do this recently. It's just say, you know what? I'm going to stop trying. I'm going to get out of this mental stuff. Nope, I'm not going to observe my thoughts. I'm not doing no binaural beats. I'm not going to try to meditate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to try to do any of this energy work. I'm not going to do it. Because I think that sometimes we get so stuck on doing stuff that it can amount to over potential. All right, I'm about to talk about that in a minute. So you got to give yourself a mental break. And what I found out, whatever I was working on, affirmation or visualization or whatever, I would be like, okay, let me imagine it. I would say stuff out loud and I would just really, really push, you know what I mean? All that's not necessary because that's going to take your energy away too. I mean, you can have those days where you really push, where you're really on it. I'm going to observe all my thoughts today on whatever you feel like you need to do. And everybody is different, so I don't know what you need to do. But once you start looking in, you'll know what you need to do. So you got to take a break sometime because I think sometimes we get so tired and it's okay to take a break. And then what happens whenever I start taking a break, a lot of times things start happening. So once you take the break and stop thinking about it, then the things that you were trying to get, they start happening sometimes. So yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. They say when you like something, you're supposed to live it. You like it, you live it, you eat, you breathe it. You know what I'm saying? And that's true, but you can only hold that up for so long. So the reason why taking a break is important sometimes, because remember, we're trying to reach that balance, especially when we're talking about like a quantum leap or making a quantum jump or something like that. We got to have that balance because you can do something called over potential. All right. So over potential is when you're living, you're eating, you're breathing, you're doing so much. This is so engrossed in your mind that there's no other thing for you to come down. You're already up here, right? Remember, we always trying to reach that balance. And, the universe is going to bring that balance. Mother Nature is going to bring that balance back, right? So if you all the way just out of your mind with it, just crazy, it's probably less likely to happen if you own it like that, because what's going to happen, that balance is going to have to come. So that's why you got to take a break. The times when you take a break, you take a mental break and you stop thinking about the stuff, that's making you achieve the balance without Mother Nature having to bring it down on you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a self-adjustment. So always do that, take a mental break. It's okay. Take a mental break. And then, like I was saying earlier, you have to realize that it's going to take time. It's going to be hard work, but you'll start seeing stuff like, even if it's just angel numbers. I mean, like every other day, start at the 1s, the 2s, the 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Every day I see these numbers. And a lot of times they're called angel numbers. And what they do, they're just showing you that you're on the right track. They're letting you know. I get synchronicities a lot. Like I could be talking on my phone and the word that I'm talking on the phone will be on the TV. Synchronicities happen like that all the time. I think that's Mother Nature's way of letting you know too. You're on the right track. Or I could be reading something and a song on the radio or whatever. I've even had 2 separate computers and me talking about something and look at something on TV and looking on and everything syncs up. And we like say the same word at the same time. It's really crazy. But stuff like that, that's synchronicity. So that's just letting you know what I'm saying? I'm on the right track. So that's the way I look at it. All these little synchronicities that, okay, I'm on the right track. I'm observing stuff. Okay, 3, 3, 3. you know, and then you go to the store or something, your total is 444. So yeah, I'm not just getting synchronicities now. My synchronicities are coming in numerical order. Like, it's really crazy. And one day I might see 111 222 333 444. It's not all the time. It could be like something on a computer. It could be like a receipt from, you know, buying something or something like that. So I think that's something to look out for. So sometimes you might not notice it within yourself when you're making a change, but just pay attention to how other people treat you. They're gonna start treating you real weird. That's when you know you're on to something. Yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Yeah, man. Let me see if I got like one or two more questions. Okay, here's a good one. Can crystals help? Yes, I feel like crystals can help. Crystals also raise your vibration. So just by having a crystal around, it depends on the type of crystal that you use, we can actually use these. And this is scientific as well. This isn't anything that requires faith or belief or anything like that. We use quartz crystals to in clocks. We also use quartz crystals in our computers because they have a memory. So this is how our computers have a memory by using this crystal. So this crystal vibrates at a perfect resonance at all times. So just by having them around you, remember what I said, vibrations that meet up, they have to meet up. They have to meet in the middle somewhere. So just by having this around you, crystals are going to vibrate higher than we are anyway. So because they do, and we vibrate at our resonance is going to actually come up because it's going to have to meet the crystal halfway. Or the crystal might bring it halfway down. But either way, this is something that has a higher vibration than you do. And by having it around, it will help to raise your vibrations. And that's what's going to help when you start making that decision, you know, the right decisions and the way you start thinking. So yeah, crystals, that's a good tool. And that's like an easy hack. You can just have one around. You know what I mean? Just have one around. You just see. You know, just like a computer actually it's not spooky and it's science. Just like people can put a memory in a silicone wafer, which is a quartz crystal, or put a quartz crystal in a watch, or put it on a computer chip, you put memory in it. So just like everything that's going around in this crystal remembers it. It's actually a living thing. All right. So that's how they keep the motherboards on the computers, by using quartz crystal. They have a memory. So yeah, I think that can definitely help too. Yeah, that can definitely help. So yeah, so that's what I'm all about. You know, any kind of hacks or anything that can just help us bring us on a higher vibration, or just help us see behind the veil, or just be more spiritual in what we're trying to do. You know what I mean? So, Frederica, don't forget about the singing bowls. Yeah, so you can do a singing bowl too. So, you know, you can. This is just another way to create a vibration. It's a certain sound that we're reaching with the bowl. So all this goes into listening, because that's one quick way that we can change our aura or change our vibration. It's just by listening to certain sounds. And that's why I got into my tuning force. I always felt that it was amazing to be able to change the way you feel, possibly heal yourself or something like that with sound. But sound is a vibration. So it all goes back to the vibes. You see what I'm saying? Everything is connected. All this stuff is intertwined. And once you start working on it, you're going to begin to see those synchronicities and those connections between all things. You'll see how all things are connected. Then you're going to start figuring out you're connected to all things. And it just goes up from there. So, you know, this just goes up from there. All right. Anybody got any more questions? Any more questions in the chat before I turn in? But yeah, this was a dope build. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the questions. You know, I really felt like we got a lot out today. And yeah, definitely go back and watch those other videos. Come to this video, watch this video, you know, like, subscribe, share my video. I appreciate y'all. And I'm working on something else. I'm about to do another series that's kind of related to this, but I don't want to talk about it right now. But I'm working on that. So if I don't have any other questions or nobody that wants to join the panel, I want to thank y'all for joining Sound Off. This is your boy kpaperchase. Like I said, man, keep those vibrations high. Try to do the best that you can. All the positive and the goodness with you. Try to build it on the inside. Inside first. You don't even have to tell nobody you're working on it. Build it on the inside. Watch how people treat you. That's how you'll be able to tell once you start changing on the outside. But remember, go within first. Everything comes from within. All right, I want to thank y'all. This is kpaperchase. Peace.